FlixWiz here, ready to talk about Kid Cudi's new album, Satellite Flight, that was unexpectedly released on Tuesday of last week. Out of curiosity, I had to check out the album after hearing several uplifting reviews about it. People are saying that it was dope, and it was argued to be one of its best in the making, so I'm going to go ahead and pick this album apart and tell you what I thought about it. As the album builds in, there's a strong theatric feel to it. It has this heavy copper bass. Sounds like a movie, basically. You literally are entering a rocket ship and about to head to Mother Moon, based off the context what he named the album. In track 2, as you approach to the moon, there's a sample disclaimer that introduces a probability of life on the moon, or in other words, an allusion to Cudi's debut album, Man on the Moon. And it's basically referring to himself. And I think the construction of the sample was poorly done. It definitely could have used more time, but it had some sort of depth to it and meaning that made it really respectable. The guitar that follows it, however, it's totally off. It doesn't even fit the style at that point, and it basically just doesn't transition very well with track number 1. Lyrics come in instantly established tone by showing that this is in fact another Lonely Stoner album, utilizing the cliche illustration of his dissatisfaction and loneliness via drinking. But, I mean, it's Kid Cudi, so it's nothing out of the ordinary. The third track, Satellite Flight, is where Cudi really sounds like Kid Cudi for the first time. The build of the track actually sounds fantastic, with some cyclical, dirty background vocals and complex beats. I'm thoroughly impressed by the bridge. It was a great part to the song, and it had great follow-through. It was a great track. The following track became a problem, however. It was over 4.5 minutes of spatial ambience with a lot of noise. Don't get me wrong, I like experimental noise, but this track is where Kid Cudi should have used his build-up from track Satellite Flight to kill it. What I mean by that is, he should have made a song that was just phenomenal and epic, but instead he really just took it down with this just spatial ambience noise. I would have been more impressed, at least, if he could have directed his ambience noise towards something. But the oscillations, glitches, and noise remain to be meaningless album filler that kills a fluid momentum. It's a little disappointing. Balmain and Jeans is a more heightened track featuring Raphael Saadiq. It displays extremely provocative images of foreplay with the consequence of intercourse, and has no outer spatial theme other than using words like, "Can I come inside your vortex?" This song's really random. It doesn't fit the theme of the album whatsoever. Granted, it's a pretty good song, but there's like some different elements to it that I found obscure. His random sample of yum, which sounds like yum, as if he has an appetite for sex. Weird thought, especially for those who don't know, yum is Cudi's word for yeah man. This track has value, stands completely alone, but strays off topic, hardly fits the album. The following track then hops back onto the spaceship with beautiful arpeggiators, bleeping in the background. This track is much better thought out and expresses his spite towards his haters. I would consider this track to be one of his best off the album. Its content and lyrical value is awesome. He did a great job with this song. I then like the construct of track 7, Internal Bleeding, that follows. That kind of shows his depression because of his previous track. It's a story Cudi is venting about all of his haters in track 6, and then once he's done, he has sharp pain and no relief after his vent. It still manages to keep its spatial theme very dramatically done and expresses beautiful emotions. Track 8 is more filler that entails better taste than track 4, I would say. It's another ambience track, just the instrumentals. Once again, he uses the arpeggiators. It sounds pretty good. Once you approach track 9, I feel like I'm listening to the B-sides of Daft Punk's Tron album. It has this sense of epic outro, but nothing too impressive, just more cheesy, unedited use of instrumentals and album filler. The final track, once again simple, only uses the same verse over and over with little variation, has its repetitious opportunity to either annoy you or explain what he's going through. It's sad, true, and acts as a good outro. In all, the album has a gorgeous breed of emotional value along with spiteful expression towards other people who dislike him. However, the album seemed to be put together way too quickly, hence the apparent release, and wasn't constructed with much perfection. Wizard produced the album and probably should have asked for some help or taken time to patch issues with the album. Such quick release was definitely a mistake because I think the album had a great potential to be in something better than it managed to be. I'd give it a 5 out of 10.